Fishies and Bishies, this is my question and answer video. I promised to make this video a long time ago, back when I had 15,000 subs, and I never got around to doing it because I do not know, I was busy and I forgot about it, and it was gonna be too awkward to do it like 6 months late, so I just never did it. But now, I am doing it. Good job! And also, on this video, I will be drawing with XP Pen's Deco 01 V2 tablet that they kindly sent to me. Thank you very much, XP Pen. And by the end of the video, I will be sharing my thoughts on it. So if you're considering on buying it, or maybe you want to consider buying it, please stick around. Thank you. Yes. So on to the questions. A lot of people were very curious about like my origins, like how long I've been drawing. I am 20 right now. I have been drawing in general since I was like 3, since I could like hold a pencil. And I've been drawing digitally since I was 10 because that's when I got my first tablet. That's 10 years for digital and 17 years for traditional. So I've been drawing for a very long time. I got into drawing animatics back when I was in 7th grade, back when I was 13. I started doing that and I got really good at it. And now I am here. As for my art inspirations, I can't really point to a specific artist. I grew up with a lot of cartoons, so I really like the angular shape design vibes, like just the sharp. I also grew up watching a lot of anime, like the big eyes and facial expressions. I really like that. So it kind of merged together where I have like this very angular art style that emphasizes on shape design, but also it focuses on like emotions and like pretty big eyes. I love big eyes so much. Yes. When did I start writing songs? So I started writing songs in 7th grade because that's when I also started writing my first poems. And back then I didn't know how to play any instrument, so I would just sing it a cappella and be like, that's it, my magnum opus. By the 8th grade, I started learning the uke. So that's when I started making like songs with actual chords in them, and that was fun. So yes. People also ask me on tips on how to start music, and I'm not really the best person to ask that question because I'm not doing music professionally. That only tip that I really can give you is to learn an instrument, because once you know how to play an instrument and you can play a couple songs, you can like put together your own chord progression and then, you know, put a melody, add some lyrics, bada bing bada boom, you have a song. People also ask me about the instruments that I can play. This might come as a little surprise. This might be surprising for y'all, but I actually play the ukulele. Shocking, right? I also play a little piano. People also ask me for my inspirations musically. My go-to answers is always Yang Constantino. She has a very bubbly way of describing love, and I can relate to it. Like whenever I listen to her music, I'm like, oh, that's how I fall in love too. People were also very curious on my first song. My first song ever. I wrote it in 7th grade, and it's a song about love. Anyways, here is a snippet. I tried to read dictionaries, love stories, and more. I even finished Romeo and Juliet the night before. I wrote an essay, but no, that's too long, so I just summarized it, even adding a song. We need a break. I need some juice. Okay, now for the review portion. So I was sent the XP Pen Deco 01 V2, which can come in a variety of colors. Mine came in this gorgeous green. Honestly, this is probably the prettiest tablet I own. So if you're really aiming for the perfect tablet to fit your workspace, consider the Deco. Inside the box are the wire, a pen holder that can hold your pen upright and horizontally, the pen with 2 buttons along its side, some adapters, nibs, a drawing glove, and a tablet cover. First up, this tablet has a very sleek driver UI. I have tried a couple of tablets, and so far this one has the most intuitive driver ever. And in the driver, you can flip the tablet just in case you're left-handed, or if you want to experiment with different orientations. The area for drawing is 10 by 6.5 inches, which is a lot of space. If you're an artist who uses your arm to draw a lot, I think it will really suit you. Otherwise, you have an option to set your drawing area in the driver. I use this feature since I don't really need that much space for drawing. There are also 8 customizable hotkeys for program shortcut. I personally don't use this since I'm accustomed to the keyboard, but if I'm ever on the go, I can see these keys being helpful. Speaking of being on the go, this tablet is also incredibly thin and lightweight. It's easy to bring around in a backpack, and I'm an art student, so this is a super plus for me. The pressure is very decent. I adjusted the pressure curve in the drive to fit my style more, and once I reconfigured everything, I was already painting like how I usually do with my normal tablet. Since I paint with brushes that uses pen pressure for blending and glazing, it is very important for me to have a tablet that could detect the slightest pressure change. I don't really have any qualms with this tablet's functions. Personally, I just think it's too big for me and my style, but it's more of a synergy problem with my idiosyncrasies rather than a problem with the tablet itself. If you don't really use big arm movements and you travel around with a small bag, this probably isn't for you. But if you want something that mostly stays at your desk, then you should definitely consider the Deco. This part of the Q&A video is about my process because a lot of people ask me about how I make things happen with my videos. So this is it. So people ask me about the software and hardware I use. So as for hardware, I use an iPad Air and my Wacom Intuos Pro. Actually, fun fact, if you go to my description box, I always state my hardware and my software. So if you want to know what I use in a specific video, just check the description box. And software-wise, I use Procreate for iPad, and I use Paint-Tool-Sai, and for editing, I use Sony Vegas Pro. People keep asking me about my animation process, and I think people don't know, but I made a process video on my second account that I never like formally announced. TLDR, I start with the song, I do a storyboard, and then I line and color, then I edit it. If you don't like storyboard, if you don't thumbnail, that is like my one tip. Please start storyboarding. Like big projects, it always helps to storyboard. People also ask me about my song process, and I really can't tell you. Sometimes I find the cute chord progression and I'm like, ooh, I need to write a song for this cute chord progression. Far Away is one of those songs where I had like a chord progression and I'm like, oh, this has like beachy vibes. So like I just made lyrics on the spot, even though I wasn't like particularly planning on writing a song about being far away. Sometimes it starts with an idea. I'm like, I need to sing this out of me. That's where the vent songs come in. I feel like everyone has feelings. Everyone wants to say something. So never be too shy. Never be too ashamed of your own skill. Because if you have something to say, just say it and sing it. Another user asked me about how to get over art block. For me, art block is 3 things. Like first, you have no ideas at all what to draw. Second, you have an idea in your head but somehow your hands are just not cooperating with you. Third is like you just feel insecure and you freeze. For all of those, taking a break is always like mandatory for me. Like it's always something that I do. But if you have no ideas, it's always best to like consume things that inspire you. So like a show, some videos, or maybe scroll through your favorite artists' feed and get inspired. If you can't draw, just take a break. And maybe you can like draw, but like within your comfort zone. Like draw what you know best and like regain some of that confidence back. And then once like your wrists and your hands and your mind loosens up and you become less tense and you become more relaxed, that's when you can like start drawing what you are thinking of drawing, right? Yes. People ask me if I have a new song coming up, and yes, I actually have a lot of new songs coming up, and here are some previews. Also, please perceive all of my baby boys. So perceive the baby boy Zoro. Pero naano siya ng glare. Lapit ko siya, wait lang. Kasama ko na si Zoro. Okay, now this is the last part. People just wanted to know stuff about me, like personally. So a bunch of people asked me what my favorite song is. And it is Far Away, of course. Far away. That's where I'll go. Also, look, oh, I bought Buggy. This is Buggy. Kaso, yung ilong, natanggal siya nung nasa UV ako. Wait, I got distracted. People ask me what fandom I'm in. It's One Piece. One Piece. I love One Piece. People also ask me what my favorite show is. It's One Piece. Watch One Piece now. Like, next question, who is my fictional crush? Take a guess. Take one long guess, and if you guess Zoro, you're completely right. Yeah, I'm in love with him. The last question is very cute. Someone asked me what my favorite Filipino food was, and it is adobo. So yeah, so that is the questions answered. Anyways, yes. And that is all for the video. I hope you liked it. I don't really do any sit-down talking videos anymore, but if you are interested in seeing that side of me, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and maybe even suggest some videos that I can do aside from like just singing my songs. Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's worth sharing. Wait, I also got my YouTube play button. I forgot to like post anything, but I got it. Thank you so much. I want to share another thing. Zoro eat a bag, baby. Look at my Zoro eat a bag.